Hi, in this video I'll be demonstrating how to use a Blitz 1618 and 2023 labeler. To unload a roll of labels, you open the base plate by holding these two tabs together and it just pops open. There's a smaller internal base plate here as well, which you can hold back. Then we open the hood, take the label roll off the spool, and the label should come straight out. To load a roll of labels into a Blitz 1618 or 2023, first we open the hood, then the base plate by pushing these two tabs together, and then this inner base plate. And you can see that straight through the middle, there's a small gap between the tractor feed wheel and the edge. And that's where we want to get our labels when we're putting them in there. It can be a bit more awkward with these compared to other types of price guns if you've not used this style before. So what I find is easiest is if we unroll our labels, take about 10 centimeters, get it nice and straight. You actually might want a little bit less with this just to make sure that it's very nice and straight. They're inwound labels, so you want them facing upwards in the gun like this when they go in. It also does use outwound labels too, so just ensure that if it was an outwound label where the label is on the outside, that you go over the top when you're going in so that still the label is facing upwards. But because these are inwound, we're going to be going in this way. So you take about 8 to 10 centimeters, get it nice and straight, ensure that the gun is fully open, and then we're going to come down just over the top of the wheel, and you'll see then that the labels start coming out here. Now if your labels are coming out here or between this roller and this metal part, it's not been done correctly. It needs to be hard up against this part here. So once it's through, we take the labels at the top, put them into the spool, close the lid, and then you should be able to get some labels through the gun like that. Put down the inner base plate, and you're going to want to match it up right on an edge of a label there like that. Fold the labels over, ensure that they're straight, and then we close the main base plate. That'll click into place. And you've loaded the labels in a Blitz 1618 or 2023 labeler. If you notice that the ink is starting to fade on your labels, it's probably time to change the ink roller in your Blitz 1618 or 2023. To do this, we open the front plate here on the gun from the bottom. So just put a thumb between this roller and the plate and pull out, and that will present the ink roller. These ink rollers come out all in one piece by holding in both sides and just pulling out. So the ink roller is sitting on its own little cradle, which comes with a new ink roller. Take our new ink roller, open the foil packaging, and hold the two sides in again. And then that ink roller just clips straight down into that arm. And once the ink roller's on there and it's sturdy, we just close the hatch. And you've changed the ink roller in a Blitz 1618 or 2023. If you find that the print on your 1618 or 2023 label is too far to the left or the right, you'll need to do a print head adjustment. It's pretty easy to do in this gun. There's just one screw and it's right above the print head in this hole here. It's a Phillips head medium-sized screw. So what we do is we just loosen that screw in there. Now we don't want to completely take it out, but by loosening it, it'll mean that you can pull back one of the bands, and then the whole print head will move back and forward on a rail. And depending on where the print head is on the rail, is where it actually prints onto the label. So you've got to do a bit of experimentation. I like to usually pull it all the way to the front like this, tighten it back up again, dispense 3 or 4 labels, see where it's printing then. If it's not quite right, just keep moving it back in a little bit at a time until you get it exactly where you need it, have it tightened up, and your print should be aligned perfectly. A handy tip when using the Blitz 1618 and 2023 is that if you want to print a blank character, you just keep moving the character that you need to change until you find a blank white spot. So there you can see is a blank character. If you keep going, you'll get to these black characters, and you don't want to have those exposed because they're supposed to be down the bottom where all of the ink and printing happens. So to get that blank spot, just keep following through until you find a blank white spot, and that will print a blank character using your Blitz 1618 or 2023.